Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you all to our third Virtual Accepted Student Day, courtesy of Zoom. My name is Dr. Ashley Battle. I am the Director of Undergraduate Admission here at New England College. I'm so excited for each of you to be here today. I'm also very excited that you've all been admitted. Today, I want to give you just a brief overview of what we've got in store for you today. We're going to take you on a virtual campus tour, and along the way, you will hear from some faculty and staff here at the college. I think that you all have picked a very exciting time to become a member of the New England College family. We are growing and thriving. We've got a lot of great things happening on campus. I'll just run through some of the really exciting things that have been happening lately. Some of you may be aware that we recently acquired a campus in Manchester, formerly known as the New Hampshire Institute of Art and Design. The New Hampshire Institute of Art is now the Institute of Art and Design at New England College, where our BFA programs are housed in Manchester. So now we both offer BFAs as well as Bachelors of Arts and Science. We also not this past January, in January 2019, opened New England's premier esports arena, which is housed in our Simon Center. You'll get a chance to see some of those photos later on today. This past January, we also opened our brand new Putnam Center for Performing Arts, which you'll also see towards the end of today's tour. You'll also get to hear from one of our theater faculty members. So there's a lot of fantastic and exciting things happening here at the college. I want to give you a quick overview of what the day will look like. We're going to give you a virtual tour. So I will actually kind of get us started first before we jump into the tour. You're actually going to hear from one of my colleagues, Kristen Blaze, our Assistant Vice President of Student Financial Services. She's going to provide a brief financial aid overview.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations again on your acceptance to NEC. We are super excited that you've been accepted and that you're joining us today. Before we start the tour, I'm going to give you just a really quick overview of financial aid at New England College. So the first step to apply for financial aid is to submit your FAFSA. We hope you've all done that already, but if you haven't, we'd like you to get your FAFSA submitted by the end of the month. So if you could please do it this weekend or next weekend so that you get it in plenty of time to get your financial aid information back. One of the easiest ways to do it is to download the My Student Aid app, and you can submit your FAFSA right on your cell phone. Otherwise, you can also do it online at FAFSA.gov. If you filed your FAFSA before being accepted to NEC or before deciding to attend, you can go back into your FAFSA and add New England College and then submit it so that we get your FAFSA. Our processing time is generally about 2 weeks. Sometimes it's faster than that. After you submit your FAFSA, you'll get an email back from New England College within those 2 weeks, and it will either be a request for more information or it will be your financial aid award notice. So your financial aid award notice will list the aid that you qualify for, including any merit-based scholarships, any need-based grants from NEC, and the financial aid that you qualify for on the FAFSA. So on your screen now is the timeline. So if you want to jot these dates down or take a picture of it, then you can look at it later. And this just outlines the various steps for financial aid at NEC. So we understand financial aid in general can be overwhelming for people, and especially in this time. So don't hesitate to send us an email if you have any questions. I will be on at the end of the presentation for questions and answers, but as you go through your college decision process, feel free to just email us and we'll help you along the way. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Ashley, who will kick off our tour.
Thanks, Kristen. All right. So at this time, I'm now going to hand this over to two of our student ambassadors who will get you all started on your tour.
Hi, everyone. My name is Noah. I'm a senior from North Providence, Rhode Island.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm a freshman from Concord, New Hampshire. I'm studying criminal justice with a minor in political science. Here on campus, I'm involved with multiple clubs and organizations, as well as part of the student ambassadors.
I'm a political science major and the current president of Student Senate. So to get started, our Henniker campus is home to over 1,000 undergraduate students. We represent 50 states and 28 countries. We have a 36% diversity undergraduate students at both our Henniker and Manchester campuses. We have a 3% international enrollment of undergraduate students at both the Henniker and the Manchester campuses. And 74% of our on-campus Henniker undergraduate students reside in college housing. So this is the town of Henniker, if you haven't visited before. So this is home to our Henniker Pharmacy, which is like your normal pharmacy. You can pick up like, normal over-the-counter medication there, and any prescription that you receive can be sent there as well. We have a couple of restaurants. So Jinjin's, which is like a Chinese food restaurant, Sonny's and Western Ave, those are more of your pizza places. And then Daniel's, which is more of like a sit down. We have Abby's Cafe, which is like a breakfast nook, so coffee, bagel sandwiches, things like that. And then College Convenience, which is basically like your all-you-can-imagine store. There's like food, snacks, they serve chicken. And then we have one bank near the campus, which is Citizens, and this is all in walking distance. And then a little further away, there's a Dollar General and a Harvester Market, but it's about a 2-minute drive, maybe a 15 to 20-minute walk. So this is our 20 Main Street building. So inside here is our Cantu Cookhouse, which is one of our residence halls, as well as our advancement and graduate enrollment or graduate admissions. So what you can't see here down the street a ways is our Row residence hall, which is another off-campus dorm building. And then behind or in front of this, up the street a ways, is our Sanborn residence hall. Both of these are off campus, but within walking distance. And then our college shop is located right next to Sonny's restaurant that I was talking about earlier. So inside the college shop is all of your NEC swag and gear. Our bookstore is online. So you'll get a MyNEC account, you'll log into that account, you'll click bookstore, and it's very easy. All of your classes will show what books you need, you order them, and there's even online options for most of your classes. So this is Pat's Peak Ski Arena. This is about a 5-minute drive from campus. NEC students have free skiing and free tubing. Your NEC ID acts as a lift pass, and we have discounts on lessons and rentals. So we are in a perfect location. We're 20 minutes from Concord, which is one of the major cities in New Hampshire, 35 minutes from the Queen City of Manchester, where our Institute of Art and Design is located, and 15 minutes from Hillsborough, which is where McDonald's and some other restaurants are located. And NEC does provide shuttles to the Concord bus station and the Manchester airport for school breaks. So recently, we just completed a merger with the Institute of Art, with the New Hampshire Institute of Art and Design, now the New England College Institute of Art and Design. So the Manchester campus offers a bachelor's in fine arts, which includes comic arts, the fine arts, graphic and communication design, illustration, photography, and printmaking.
So the Contoocook River runs right through the heart of campus in the heart of Henniker. We have this covered bridge here, which was built by engineering students in the 1970s. And on your first day of freshman orientation, freshmen walk across this bridge for convocation, and then the seniors will walk across for their commencement to kind of show like the full circle you make here at NEC. The great thing with having the river on campus is it's a nice place for students to take a dip on a really hot day after classes. This is Gilmore Dining Hall. This is our main dining facility here on campus. So students walk in and they swipe their ID cards, and that's their meal swipe. And there's a variety of things in there. We have an all-day breakfast bar. We have a vegan section, a vegan vegetarian section, pasta bar, pizza bar, a grill. We have a chef's table and a deli counter, a salad bar, a soup bar, and of course, all sorts of desserts that students can have at almost any meal. So this is our quad. So straight ahead of us is Charter Hall. Charter Hall is singles, doubles, and triples with a deluxe suite as well. Freshmen through seniors can live in Charter. A really cool thing that Charter has is called the Coffee House. So the Coffee House is open to all students here on campus. It's open from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. every day. And there's pool tables, foosball tables, ping pong tables, a variety of board games and different gaming devices. Students can drink coffee, tea, hot chocolate, water, eat different kinds of snacks as well. And this is just a great place for students to go to take a break from studying and just hang out with their friends. To our right is Connor Hall. Connor Hall is an all-freshman dorm. So in Connor Hall, it is a community living environment. And what that means is somebody that lives on the same floor as you or in the same hallway, they either have a similar interest, they play the same sports, they may come from the same region as you, they might have a similar major as you might be taking a class together, just to kind of facilitate that community building here at New England College. And you can find people that are here, find friends here on campus. And then to our right, our left, East Hall is our newest dorm building here on campus. East Hall also has singles, doubles, and triples as well. And all dorm buildings have a community area just like this in their buildings, so students can use this to study with their friends or watch TV. Also in every dorm building there is kitchens available for students to use. The students can use the kitchens as they'd like. We just ask that they treat them respectfully. So in the kitchens there are a stove, oven, microwave, sink, and fridge. Once again, students can use it however they like. If they're putting food in the fridge, we just ask that they label it, but they don't put all their food in their fridge just because of other people living in dorm buildings, and they can have a mini fridge and a microwave in their dorm room. So this is what a typical dorm here at New England College looks like. So we provide the bed, the desk, the chair, we provide a closet and dresser for every student. So students can make the dorm room however they'd like. So they, like I said, they can have mini fridges and microwaves. They can bring gaming devices. They can bring TVs. They can hang up pictures and lights just to make it feel like home. Also, something that's provided in our dorm rooms is free internet at no extra cost to the students. So they are able to hook up all their devices to their own internet in the dorm buildings. You do have to bring your own mini fridges and microwaves with you when you move in. Cool thing is you'll know who your roommate is ahead of time. So if you and your roommate can text back and forth to figure out who's bringing the mini fridge, who's bringing this, just so there isn't two of everything in your room. Also on our quad side, we do have our wellness center. Our wellness center is open from 8:30 to 4:30 every day. And we have a nurse practitioner, 2 nurses, as well as 3 mental health counselors. All of them here for the students at no extra cost. The Wellness Center is already covered in your tuition, so students can walk in and have checkups done. They can get vaccines. They can schedule appointments with the wellness counselors if they need to talk to a counselor. Also on our quad side, we have campus safety. Our campus safety is active 24/7, 365 days a year. There's always an officer on duty as well as a dispatcher. Officers are patrolling campus, going through buildings. Also, we are a blue light school, so we do have blue light systems on our campus as well. So if students ever need to use it, they can press the button and campus safety will be called, as well as Henniker PD and Henniker Fire Department, which are very close to our campus as well. So campus safety is also on this side of campus.
So now I'd like to turn it over to Vice President of Student Affairs, Mike Taberski, who's going to talk more about student life at NEC.
Good morning, everyone. Like they said, my name is Mike Taberski. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs here at NEC. We are so excited that you're joining us today for this session, and we're happy that we're able to give you a virtual tour of campus since we're not able to be there in person right now. I want to start where Tyler and Noah left off with campus safety, just to add a couple notes about the fact that we have a great relationship with local law enforcement and fire and rescue in town. And we bring that up because we know that safety is important to you, especially in these challenging times. We're really proud of the fact that all of the leadership in campus safety and even some of our officers are former law enforcement, like police officers, state troopers, and so forth, which they're all there to serve you and make sure that you are as safe as possible and having a great experience while you're with us at NEC. The one thing you're going to hear about a little bit from our faculty and other folks is the fact that we know that we're preparing you for the rest of your life. And that starts with your career preparation. And that's one of our departments you can find within Student Affairs and what we call career and life planning. And we call it career and life planning because it's not just about getting that job or that first job, although that's important. It's about preparing you for life after NEC and life as you go off on your own to tackle the world. And so that organization's there to help you with everything from being prepared for an internship, attaining that internship, being ready for job interviews, having your resume ready. Are you ready to sit in an interview both virtually and in person and get that first great job that you're going to attain after you graduate from NEC and walk across the bridge that last time? They're also going to help you with other things like, what are you going to do when you have to get a lease for the first time and for an apartment or even a car? How to budget for your life after NEC and how to move on in a positive way. So it's not just about, like I said, getting that job. We start that pretty early. One of the first courses you take with us is called the Bridges to Learning course. As you can tell, we like bridges, and it's a good play off our covered bridge that we already showed on the tour here. That course is a lot about academic preparation and getting ready to be a great college student, but we also get you started thinking about your resume and developing your resume so that when you're ready to go after those internships as early as your second year, and certainly through your junior and senior year, you're going to be prepared to do that. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to have a resume built and ready to go and actually have things to put on it? Well, that's the rest of what Student Affairs is here to help you out with, in addition to your great faculty that you're going to be working with day in and day out at NEC. We provide a ton of leadership opportunities for you to make sure that you're getting great experience to be able to build that resume, build your leadership skills, and be able to get that great job and internship, and of course, go on to a great career as an alum of NEC. And so, as Tyler will probably mention, if he hasn't mentioned already, one of the ideas with the clubs and orgs on our campus is the fact that we want you to get involved with things. And if we don't have a club organization that fits your interest, we want you to start that club and organization. The Student Senate will help fund that. We'll help you set up an organizational structure, and we want you to be the leader in that new organization. Tyler actually started our self-defense club, and he's going to be leading a legacy for fellow students at NEC long after he's gone, with having that club continue. And it gave him a great experience for being a leader, and that's something that not only is he putting on his resume, but something that he's bringing up in interviews so that he's going to get a great job. When unfortunately he has to leave us. We love these guys, so it's just, we're always bittersweet when folks are moving on to great careers and great lives after NEC, because we're disappointed to see them go after the great work they've done. So we want you to get involved, and we want you to get involved early. One of your first activities with us after you move in is going to be going to our activity fairs, where you're going to be able to interact with all those organizations, internship opportunities, all the folks who work on campus, so you know what the resources are and you know where you can go to get involved, on campus and beyond. We mentioned shuttle service that we provide to areas. Well, we also have activities that go on and off campus as well. Most of our activities are on campus. I love the pictures that you're going to see today, and we're excited for you to see these in person and actually move in and see them in person as well. But we know that students want to get off campus from time to time. And so the beauty of all of our work here in Student Affairs is that we're going to be keeping you entertained and keeping you busy on campus, but also providing opportunities for you to go as close as Boston for baseball games, hockey games, basketball games, or as far away as like New York or Montreal, some of those other places we mentioned on the map, so that you can have a great time and have great experiences both socially and in ways that will help enhance your leadership skills, enhance the work you're going to be doing within your particular major. And again, we all share that goal. We want you to go on to be the most successful GRIM possible as you become an alum. And so we're going to be working together on that. I'm going to stick around in case you have questions. I see there's a couple in there already about activities around school. So I'll go ahead and answer those as I pass it back to our hosts to keep going on the tour. Thank you.
And actually, at this time, I'm going to pass it over to Pat Corbett, who's going to talk about academic success and experiential learning here at NEC.
Great. Thank you, Ashley, and good morning, future pilgrims. It's exciting to have you here with us, and we're getting really excited waiting for you to arrive in the fall. So I want to tell you a little bit about what it's like to learn at New England College. And in a few minutes, you'll be meeting a bunch of our faculty, and you'll start to get to know them. We pride ourselves on the strong relationships that our faculty and our staff make with our students. You'll find we're one family here. You'll have small class sizes where you'll actually get to know your faculty members. You'll spend time with them. You might do research projects, internships with them. Our classes are small, so you won't find a lecture hall with 150 students in it. You might have a class of 12 students where you'll be working on different projects and things with your faculty member. We do integrate experiential learning into our classes here. So that's like a hands-on learning. It's a way to experience the material, a little different than just listening to a lecture all the time. You'll have guest speakers. You'll literally go on field trips. You'll get out there. You'll be working side by side with people in the field in an area that you're interested in. You'll be doing instead of just listening and taking in the information. We also have a variety of different supports for you here. So we understand that everyone learns differently and they may need some help now and then or on a more regular basis. We have a tutoring center with tutors available for you in the different content areas. So if you need help in math or science or writing a paper, you'll be able to access that support. Or if you need just some help organizing your work or studying and learning how to study best for a test, you can find help in the tutoring center. We also have a mentoring program, which is a paid for service program. So you pay extra money and this connects you to a staff member who will work with you 2 to 3 times a week or even more if you need it. They'll help you organize your work. They'll help you study, and they'll kind of keep you on track. And many students need that little extra touch. So the mentors are there to help you with that. We also do provide accommodations to students. If you've had different assistants in high school with an IEP, we can take that and review it, and you may be able to get accommodations here in college. And we have an Office of Access and Accommodations that will review that material for you. They'll help you and they'll develop a plan, and then they're great. They'll keep checking in on you and making sure you're doing okay. We also have a very strong advising program here. So every student at New England College is connected to a faculty advisor. So you have a person that's an expert in the field. If you're looking to major in psychology or science, you'll be connected to a faculty member in that area, and they'll help you select classes, but they really help you prepare to enter into the field and work in the profession. They'll give you tips on a career. They'll connect you with their resources in the field and different individuals, and then they'll actually answer any questions that you have about New England College. You'll also be paired with a professional advisor, and this is a person that's available in their offices. You can drop in, check in, ask questions about a class, look to plan out your 4 years here. Like we can map out your entire 4 years and all the different courses you'll take, and those professional advisors can help you do that. So I'm going to turn it over to Tyler and Noah so you can learn more about New England College. But again, I'm here like Mike to answer any questions that you have.
All right, thank you, Pat. So the building you're looking at right now is our Simon Center. So we're going to take you through all the floors here. So the first floor is our mailroom. Students have mailboxes on campus, and every student gets a mailbox. It acts as kind of like a PO box, basically. So you can have your Amazon packages sent here, eBay, any place that you may shop from, all can be sent to your mailbox here on campus. The mail center obviously gets deliveries from USPS, UPS, FedEx, so all of that deliver Monday through Friday. It is closed on the weekends. And most of our clubs have offices in this building. So the Student Senate office is in this building, as well as our WNEC radio, residential life and housing, our student involvement office, the Henniker Review, which is like our student-produced literacy and arts magazine, SEC, which is the Student Entertainment Committee, and the Dean of Students office is also in this building. So this is our SHIP, or our Student Success Center. So inside here is academic advising. So all first-time students, including transfers, get free academic counseling by the advising office, and the advising office will help you throughout all 4 years. The students can meet with these advisors to help choose classes and give basic academic information. And then you get a faculty advisor, as Pat was talking about. So this is someone that's like your mentor throughout the 4 years. So they teach in your major or in your minor, and they're like your go-to person. They help you pick your classes, and they make your experience here really once in a lifetime. And then we have our great room. So this is one of our largest gathering spaces on campus. This is where some of the biggest events that you'll attend at NEC happen. So I'm a political science major, so I'm going to shamelessly plug the major here. Because New Hampshire is the first in the nation primary state, Tyler and I are both wearing our college convention gear. We hold presidential candidates in this room. So people like Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, they've all stood in that room and given a town hall at one point or another. We have comedians, musicians, there's monthly bingo. Bingo is very serious at this school. When you call bingo, you are expected to run, potentially jump a table or two, to get to the front first. We have hypnotists. You can ask Tyler about that one. And there's so many other events that take place in this room. It really is one of the most special places on campus. So this is our Simon Cafe. So when you get to NEC, you're obviously going to be given an ID, and I'm going to keep referring to that. So on the front of the ID, there's a barcode, and that barcode has what we call flex cash. So depending on your meal plan, you get $150 or $200 in flex cash. And when you head to the register to order your food, you hand them your ID and they scan it. And basically over here you have like a sandwich bar. So there's subs, burritos, things of that nature. And then there's a grill section. So like fried chicken, burgers, quesadillas. I mean, it's all so good. And it does have extended hours. So they're open later than Gilmore is. And it's a good alternative option if you're not, in the mood for Gilmore that day. So this is our fourth floor. This is where our Pathways Center is located, as well as another 24-hour computer lab. Anytime we reference a computer lab, know that there is free printing to students. So you can print as much as you need to at no extra cost. And we do have a mentoring program, which is a fee service program designed to support students in their experience at NEC. Two of my friends are actually part of this program, and they love it. Students meet with professional mentors focused on their individual needs. Meetings with mentors are usually structured around guidance in various areas, including time management, organization, as well as facilitating connections with campus resources and faculty. And then our fifth floor, this is our Office of Diversity and Inclusion. So this is dedicated to providing intentional programs and services that enhance self-awareness, academic success, cross-cultural engagement, as well as encourage individual and collective advocacy. So we have what's called the Passport Program. So this is within the ALANA Student Network, established in 2016 through the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. And first-year students are paired with an upperclassman, and who is their diversity ambassador. And at the end of they get an extra week of orientation. And this introductory program provides academic support, peer-to-peer guidance, cultural and leadership development for first-year students who identify as African, Latino, Asian, and Native American. And then one of my favorite spots on campus, this is our esports arena. So this is the only premier esports arena in New Hampshire. We're a member of the National Association of Collegiate Esports. We're sponsored by HyperX, NEU Brands, eFuse, and XSplit. They also just completed a partnership with the Mountain Dew Game Fuel. So we are the 2019 Eastern College Athletics Conference Fall Champions, and currently participating in Overwatch, League of Legends, Call of Duty, CSGO, 2K, NHL, FIFA. I mean, you name it, we probably are competing in it.
This is our Raymond H. Danforth Library. This library is open Monday through Saturday with extended hours during finals and reading days. In this library, they have over 100,000 volumes and over 150 periodical subscriptions. So in this library on the first floor, there is a computer lab, and just as Noah has said, at our computer lab, students do get free printing. So this computer lab is open for students to use whenever they need to. Also on the first floor is our New England room. Our New England room is, this is our New England room. So this room is used throughout the year for a variety of events. So the librarians host tea on Tuesdays, so they'll make tea for the students. You can come in and talk about whatever your club is doing or whatever your department's doing. You can come in here to study. It's a nice quiet area in the library to study if you want to study in here. Also in our library on the second floor, like Pat Corbett said, we do have our tutoring center. So there are peer and professional tutors, and students can use this however they like at no extra cost to them. So if a student wants to go to the tutoring center every week for a scheduled appointment, they can. If they just need to drop in for a simple answer, help on a question on homework, they can do that as well. And then also in our library, we do have an IT department. And that IT department is there for students. They can help with any problems students are having with their laptops or cellular devices, and they are able to put Microsoft for free onto the laptops for students.
So now I'd like to introduce Suzanne. I'm gonna mess that up. Well, I'm just going to go Woodcock and Bill Preble to talk about the New England College education programs.
My name is Bill Preble, professor of education. I work with Pat Corbett and my colleagues in the ed department. So let me just give you kind of a quick overview of the scope of the education division and the majors. So we basically have a kind of a K-12 teacher education, teacher certification program. Elementary ed is probably our biggest major. And we have degrees in elementary, special education. We also have physical education major, a theater major, and a kinesiology major, as well as a outdoor education major who meet in a yurt. Their little classroom is very cool. We really try to make sure that our students from the very beginning of our program get a real hands-on experiential education in our program. From your very first classes, you are working with professionals in the region. We have also, I think the total number is something like 22 master's degree concentrations and majors. And a lot of the people that are in our master's programs end up becoming adjunct professors and principals in the region, teachers in the region. So we have a wonderful network of partner schools that our students get opportunities to go and work with children in those schools. I think the biggest thing that I would say that characterizes our program is the kind of partnerships between our local school partners and our faculty and students. We have a lot of connections in New Hampshire and beyond among all of our faculty, and we use those connections to bring our students out into schools and classrooms to work with young people. I think the most powerful experience I've been having of late is connecting with undergraduate students. I'm a professor of education in our doctoral program now. I spent many years teaching in the undergrad program as well, but I've found that I missed the undergrad students when I was just working with doctoral students, so I've come back and we've put together some pretty pretty fun programs that we have our students in our Educational Communities program, which is a non-certification program, people who want to work with young people outside of the classroom. And we have more and more students that are really interested in becoming educators in kind of non-traditional settings. And so I've been teaching a course with my undergrad students in Manchester and in local schools where we're teaching them to go into schools and teach kids about mathematics through game-based learning. The pillars of our program, I would say, are experiential learning, really believing in the need for any educator to be effective and confident working with all kinds of learners. We make sure that everybody has extensive exposure to special education and kind of universal design principles so that any teacher is comfortable working with any kind of student. I guess the thing that I would concentrate on a lot is sort of the idea that with a degree from New England College, you can walk into an interview and have amazing stories to tell about all the different kinds of experiences that you've had through the 4 years. And I do think that when we work with our advisees and work with our students to prepare them for professional careers, I'm not sure, but I think the number of interviews that our students would go through over 4 years is somewhere around 3 or 4. And they literally have to interview to get into the major. They interview to kind of practice going out into their schools. And so by the time you leave our program, you're pretty confident stepping up and telling your story about what you believe in as a teacher, sharing your success stories of experiences that you've had out in the field. And we find that there have been many years that we've had 100% acceptance for career placements of our graduates because many of them actually get to know the principals and the teachers in the area in the schools that they apply for those jobs. I'm sure there'll be more, but if you have questions about any of the majors in the program, please go onto the website and contact any of the professors in any of those different fields. And I think I'll leave it for that and turn it back over to the host.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about our CEI building, or our Center for Education and Innovation. So this is where our education department is housed, as Bill was talking about. This is where all your professors' offices will be. And then this is our only lecture hall on campus. So it's our largest classroom. It seats about 55 students and it's never full. NEC has a 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So some of your intro classes are going to be a little bigger than that. But once you get down into like the nitty-gritty of your major, your classes really do start to dwindle down into those numbers. So this is your, your average class size on campus. So now I'm going to turn it over to Dave DeCue, who is our athletic director, to talk more about the athletic programs.
Hi, everyone. As they said, my name is Dave DeCue. I am the director of athletics here at New England College. I've been here 17 years now in various forms as a coach and an administrator. 17 years I've really enjoyed and come to know a lot of people. I'm going to touch on that a little bit more about sort of the team effort of everything we do, but I'll talk a little bit more right now about just our basics, which is we do sponsor 18 varsity sports on both the men's and women's side. That actually makes up close to 350 student athletes, which is a large number. It's a big piece of our campus, and we're really proud of everything that they do and how they handle themselves. Looking at sort of the most recent things, we've just started women's rugby this past year. That is our newest sport that we sponsor on the varsity side, and excited to announce that going into next year, we've just hired a coach. We'll be starting varsity golf as well as our 19th sport. So that'll be a pretty exciting time for us as well. On the club side, we have a couple options there as well. One of our most popular is men's rugby. Steeped in tradition, they've had a lot of success over the years, something a lot of students like to get involved with. But we also have other intramural options. So even if you're not a varsity athlete or you're out of your season, we have options with indoor soccer. 3-on-3 basketball is pretty popular, and probably our biggest draw lately has been flag football, which we're hoping to turn into a club sport next year to be able to compete against some other local colleges in the area as well. Our fitness center is also open pretty much 12 hours a day. We try and keep that going 7 days a week. Obviously, people are looking for an opportunity to stay active and do everything that they need to do beyond just their regular sports schedules. We're certainly proud of our competitiveness, top to bottom. It's something that we believe in and it's important to us. We've actually won 6 championships in the last year or so, which is pretty exciting. But it's not the bottom line, but it's something that we absolutely care about. Truly, what we're really trying to impress upon our student athletes is a holistic approach. This sort of brings me back to that team aspect I was talking about, whether it's working with our professors on campus, our staff, the mentors, the tutors. There's so many people that help our coaches, help our student athletes to make sure that they're in the best position to be successful. I mean, a balanced lifestyle truly is important and allows you to perform your best. Along those lines, our coaches are truly great mentors and leaders. I have so much pride in what they do and how they go about it, trying to lead our young men and women, to be not only good athletes, but to develop themselves as people well beyond their time here in Henniker. I think a lot of it is sort of focused on team first dynamics, selflessness, and ability to really understand how to function and work with a group and help to make the people around you better. And, it's really, really something that, like I said, I'm very impressed with our coaches on how they take that and move it forward. But really, I think it comes down to also the idea that, our student athletes really buy into what they're doing. They care about one another. They amaze us every day with everything they do academically, athletically, how they work with one another, how they support one another. It's great, our hosts here. It's always nice to see Noah and Tyler in the stands. We have great fanship, as far as at our events, particularly, just past winter, it's just seeing the excitement of the campus with some of our hockey and basketball games. So again, just something that we really, really take a lot of pride in and feel very, very good about. And we do miss our student athletes. We're excited for the time when we can start up, hopefully again this fall, and see everyone competing. At this point, I'm going to leave it there and hand it back to Tyler and Noah to talk a little bit more and take us on the tour.
All right. So as Dave said, we are going to talk a little bit more about our athletic facilities. So the first one is our Bridges Gym. So this is home to both our men's and women's basketball team, as well as our women's volleyball team and men's wrestling team. In the basement of this facility is our fitness center. So this is open 7 days a week with no additional fee to our students. The hours for this year were 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. For non-athletes. So again, this is for everyone. The athletes obviously use it, but if you're a non-athlete, you're more than welcome to it. And that pretty much goes for every athletic facility. So the gym, the field house, things like that. So speaking of our field house, we do have an indoor turf field. So this is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for NEC students. Your ID opens the door. So our varsity sports do use this for indoor practice. So if there is a practice going on, it's not open for free use. But our men's wrestling team practices in here. And then recreational club sports play in here as well. So we have a flag football league that's being started up. They play intramural soccer, things like that in here. And then we have a ice hockey arena on campus, the Lee Clement Ice Arena. So this is home to both our men's and women's ice hockey programs. They practice in here as well. It's named after Leon E. Clement. He was a member of the first graduating class in 1949, worked for NEC for 34 years in the registrar's office, alumni director, coach, and athletic director. The rink is also used by the regional high school, John Stark, and the Henniker Youth Hockey Association. And then when there's not practice or a game going on, it is open for free skate and hockey to all of our NEC students. And lastly, we have our Don Melander Turf Field. So this opened in the fall of 2010. It's home to the women's field hockey team, our men's and women's soccer, and men's and women's lacrosse. The field does get rented out by surrounding teams and organizations. But again, if it's a beautiful day out, there's no practice going on the field or a game, you'll usually see someone down here either working on skills or maybe playing some pickup football.
And now I'd like to introduce Eric Simon and Alex Walsh to talk more about New England College's natural and social science programs.
All right. Thank you, Tyler and Noah, and good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Alex Welsh. I'm an assistant professor of psychology here at NEC, and along with my colleague, Professor Eric Simon, we'll be talking with all of you for a few minutes about the Division of Natural and Social Sciences. I'll be talking about psychology, and then after a few minutes, I'll pass it off to Eric, who will be talking about our other majors that include biology, health science, environmental science, and environmental studies and sustainability. So thinking about our curriculum in psychology, it's comprehensive, meaning our students get a really good picture as to what the field of psychology is about because our classes hit on all of the different subfields of psychology. So things like cognitive psych, social psych, neuropsychology, research, etc. And we also have a lot of flexibility within the curriculum so that students can actually pursue a double major, meaning they can major in psychology and also major in another program such as criminal justice, or students typically pick up a minor or two, say in social work, so that our students can further explore their interests beyond what we offer in the psychology program. We have a certain track in psychology called the human services concentration, and we've created this because we have so many students who are interested in the human service field, and a colleague of mine helped to develop this track a few years ago, and she commented that our program is the only 4-year undergraduate program in the state that meets the core competencies as outlined by the New Hampshire Behavioral Health Collaborative. So what that means is that our graduates in the human services track are uniquely positioned to immediately meet the needs of mental health employers in the state of New Hampshire, which is pretty cool. We also offer opportunities to engage outside of the classroom. So one of those is with internships. Each of our students in psychology completes at least one internship, and we provide a lot of support in this area for our students with a sequence of courses that, among other things, helps them to get an internship and to reflect on the internship while they're doing it and then after, so that it can best help inform their professional future path. We also have Psychology Club and Psychi as other ways to engage outside of the classroom. So our Psychology Club is great because any student, psychology or otherwise, can join, and it's a great way to meet like-minded people and create some social connection. It's also great to serve the community. Our Psychology Club puts on events, academic and social, for everyone across the campus, and it's a great way to foster communication and leadership skills as well. A colleague of mine restarted Psychi last year. So Psychi is an international honor society of psychology that is available for our high-achieving students that meet a certain GPA requirement. So if you do, you would be invited into Psychi, and there's a great ceremony that my colleague puts on every spring to induct each class into Psychi. We also have opportunities for research, both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. So one of our classes, research methods, each of our students does their own research project. And we also have faculty members who have their own research programs going on in areas like resilience, exercise adherence, and facial expressions. And so there is opportunity for some students to work with the faculty members in these areas as well. And an extension of working with faculty members on their research projects is what's called Embry. So Embry is a research program that's available to all faculty and students in the division, not just psychology. So Embry is funded by the National Institute of Health, to promote statewide collaboration amongst institutions of higher ed in the state, in the field of science. So we have 4 faculty members who do research that is funded by Embry. They are Professors Koziol, Newcomb, Cook, and Gunnery. And each of these faculty members mentor an undergraduate student research team who get paid for their participation. So students who participate in this Embry research get great experience, get paid for it, and may enjoy additional benefits such as presenting at conferences and or publishing their work in academic journals. So with that, I'm going to pass things along to my colleague, Eric.
All right, thank you, Alex. So we're from the Division of Natural and Social Sciences, and in addition to The psychology major, we also house the environmental science and environmental sustainability major. These are for people who are particularly interested in the outdoors and helping with those types of systems. And I personally work in the departments of biology and health science, which are some of the largest and most popular majors on campus. So these are departments for people who are interested in careers in, as professionals, scientists, educators. And within the departments of biology and health science, we really emphasize hands-on learning in all of our classes. Every class in our division is considered a laboratory course where you will be working to see how the classroom material applies to your chosen career and your chosen interests. So there are lots of ways that we do this. We have internships available for all of our majors. We have student research opportunities for all of our majors. And one of the most exciting aspects of our departments is we offer a lot of travel opportunities, international travel opportunities, which I'll describe in just a minute. We also have the Health Science Club. We have senior student thesis research opportunities. We offer travel to conferences for our students. And of course, the INBRE research opportunities that Alex just described, which are available for our undergraduates to do research within their chosen field. So let me discuss for a minute some of our accelerated programs. Within the Biology and Health Science division, we have accelerated pathways for students to achieve careers in nursing, for a master's degree in physician's assistant, or for a doctorate of pharmacy. For these, we have agreements with the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Science, who will automatically accept our students who achieve a certain GPA and complete a certain amount of coursework and put them into accelerated programs to earn degrees in nursing, physician's assistants, or pharmacy. We also graduate students every year into programs for a doctorate of physical therapy, and we frequently send students to medical school, dental school, and veterinary school. So we have a lot of opportunities to, for our students to gain admissions into graduate school and internships and programs in those areas. And as I said, one of the aspects of the department that I'm most excited about and that I really enjoy participating in is our international student research. So we offer student travel opportunities to a variety of places. For example, I run an international student course every year with travel every January. So this fall, I'll be teaching a course in tropical marine biology, which I teach every other year. And that includes a travel component to Belize. And so we go down to Belize, we spend a week on the coral reef conducting research, and then we go inland and we visit Mayan ruins and the rainforest of Belize. This course is often open to everybody, both science majors and non-science majors. So every student at New England College has an opportunity to enroll in this course. I've also taught courses that travel to the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific Ocean. We've gone to the Amazon River in Peru. We've taken a safari in Africa, in Tanzania. We've traveled to Cuba. And most recently, last January, we traveled to Patagonia in southern Chile. And what's really exciting and interesting and a little bit different about New England College and these travel opportunities compared to other schools, I mean, every school that you go to is going to say, oh, we have travel opportunities for our students. But one of the things that makes New England College's travel opportunities different is that this is a standard course. Okay, my tropical marine biology is a regular course. You sign up for it through the standard registration system. And if you register for the course, the travel component is included for free. There is no cost to the students to take these international travel trips. Absolutely everything is included, airfare, meals. It is an all-inclusive trip, and it will cost you nothing beyond your standard tuition payments. So that enables us to offer these courses to the widest variety of possible students. So we always get students who have never traveled anywhere before coming on these trips. And so come to New England College and you'll have an opportunity to travel on one of these international student trips with us. And I really love that aspect of my job, and I really enjoy doing it. So if anybody has any questions about this, about the division, Alex and I are both available. You can contact me. I'm E. Simon, Eric Simon, esimon@nec.edu. And Alex is A. Walsh1 for Alex Walsh, awalsh1@nec.edu. You can send Alex any questions you have about psychology, and you can send me any questions you have about biology or health science. So that's it for the NSS division. Thank you. I'll turn it back over to our student ambassadors now.
So in our science building, we also have 2 computer labs for students to use, as well as 4 lab classrooms and 2 research lab classrooms inside the science building as well. Next, I'd like to introduce Erin Wilkinson Hartung to talk about New England College's management programs.
Good morning. I am the Associate Dean of Management. I also teach some of the marketing and business courses, and I wanted to talk about the management division. Specifically, we have 4 majors within the division. We have accounting, business administration, computer information systems, and sport and recreation management. I want to go through each of these briefly and then tell you about some of the other opportunities for students in the division. For accounting, students would take classes like financial and management accounting, courses like federal taxation. There's also opportunity to take elective courses like international accounting. Students will often do internship. Sometimes we have local area businesses where, for instance, we have students doing accounting internships at Henniker Brewery. This one tends to be quite popular, but very competitive. We also have an accelerated MS in accounting program. So if students are interested in expanding to take a graduate degree, 3 of their undergraduate courses would double dip count as graduate courses during your senior year. So there's no cost for the 3 classes for the grad program. And then the rest of the accelerated program is at a 25% discount once someone is a graduate. We also have the business administration major, which is one of the largest in the institution. There's a straight business administration major, but then we also have concentrations in accounting, marketing, and strategic sales management. Students in that major would take classes like Intro to Business, Leadership Across Borders and Cultures, Small Business Entrepreneurship if you're interested in running your own business. And we also have some courses that have a sustainability focus to them. So one of the things that we have within the Leadership Across Borders class is something called a tower game, and students have to build a tower literally out of recycle, reuse, pushing the idea of how do you repurpose items. And the idea from a sustainability perspective, if you look at what businesses are doing today, it's creating a whole other marketplace. The other things that we have are a lot of business electives. Just this year, we taught first time our Intro to eSport Management class, which is very popular and is running now. This is taught by our eSport coach. We also have all of our full-time faculty are experts in their field, but we also have a lot of adjuncts that are small business owners as well. So if they're teaching some of the classes, they're talking about what it means to own a business. What does it mean to have a variety of them over a lifetime? And the students find this really powerful. We also have client projects in the classroom. So if a student is taking social media marketing, we might have a real client that needs a social media campaign, and the class is running that for the client. So we have a lot of hands-on experiences with our consulting class. We will have client projects. So we're very much involved with the community and the greater Manchester area, and sometimes even nationwide, depending on, what are the opportunities, especially with Zoom today. Let's see what else. We also have an accelerated MBA program. So similar to the accounting, what I was talking about, if you're interested in getting an advanced degree, it's the same principle. So in your senior year, you could take 3 graduate courses that are counting towards your undergraduate and your graduate program. We have quite a few students that do this, especially those that might be interested in playing sports for another year, or are interested in started working, have been offered a position in the local area and want to continue classes with us. And again, we have hybrid options and we have online options, so there's variation there. We also have a computer information systems major where students would take various programming classes, computer networks and cybersecurity, web design, and then there's also an MS-CIS program there, the accelerated version for students. With this class, you might have students that are working on web projects for clients as well. There's a lot of applied classes. A lot of clients come into classroom, a lot of alumni that come in as guest speakers. We also, the management division, attended PAX East, which is the largest esports and indie gaming conference in the North Atlantic, and we had students across our majors that were very interested in that. We also have our sport and recreation management major, which is a fairly large program. Students might take classes like Intro to Sport and Recreation Management, Sport in a Global Society, Recreation Facilities Management, which is basically a field trip course where a lot of students, weekly, bi-weekly, students are taken out to local recreation facilities to see how they're run, looking at the management issues, operations, risk, also looking at sustainability practices. And this is one of the favorite classes for some of these students. They also take organization, administration, and sport and recreation management, where students are literally putting on sport and recreation activities and events for campus. So there's a lot of hands-on related to that. Students that take internships for this program might end up doing an internship with the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, local YMCA, or if they're interested in being an athletic director, it could be an assistant athletic director for local high school or colleges. Some of our students do internship on campus in the athletic areas. We have a very large program. So, if you want to be related to a specific sport, there's opportunity as well. The intramurals were very popular. There were some internships that helped develop some of those. You've had a lot of people today that have talked about some of them. In addition, we also have a business club and lots of alumni guest speakers, opportunity to go to to Pat's Peak, and they did a lunch and learn with the operations manager, sort of a back-end tour of how you run the facility. So a lot of opportunity to really talk to people in industry, visit businesses that have majors of interest to our students, and really get an opportunity to look at, what kind of jobs are out there. So we do a lot of networking with that. We also have a new collegiate DECA chapter, and with the management division, we put on a Shark Tank competition. 7 competitors pitched their business ideas. There were cash awards for the top 3 and mentoring opportunities. This was a very competitive event, full house, about 100 people in the audience, and was really well received. We also have the DECA chapter put on a regional competition and hopes to continue to do that, to compete with other students and case studies and role plays in different majors. And we had hoped to go to the International Development Conference this year, but things changed. So hopefully next year. And we also do some immersion trips as well, or some of these international trips. So for instance, the last several years, students would take a business marketing focused course, and it was looking at how to develop market-based solutions for climate change issues in Kenya. Next spring, we have a trip coming up, a sustainable entrepreneurship class, which is looking at how to help small businesses in Tanzania and Zanzibar deal with climate change and focus on tourism opportunities. And those trips are paid by the institution. They're part of regular classes, which is very exciting. I've taken students on these trips before, and in the 11 or 12 days they're there, it's an amazing experience. They learn more, do more, see more, and they're new people when they come back. So it's really a great opportunity. And with that, I'd like to introduce Richard Hubbard to talk about NEC's Humanities Division. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Hubbard. I'm an assistant professor of criminal justice, and I'm joined this morning by one of my colleagues, Professor Barbara Abbott. And first of all, congratulations on being accepted to New England College. We are thrilled for you. And also, kudos to you for taking the time this morning to join us, showing the interest in the programs, the CJ program especially, and New England College as a whole. On the screen, the photo that came up, I want to talk about that a little bit as I start here. This was a photo taken 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago at the Quantico FBI and DEA Training Academy Center on the Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. This was a trip that we take every year as a component in a senior capstone course. We were there from March 1st to March 8th. And the picture there is of our students, of our seniors. And let me just mention very quickly how difficult it is to get into a training center like this. I'm sure you can imagine the security involved and how limited access is to a facility like this. This speaks volumes about just not New England College, but also our criminal justice program, that we are able to gain access on our course trip to a facility like this. The students were able to take a tour of the training center. They were hosted by the DEA special agent in charge of the training academy and the assistant director. We were in one of the gymnasiums where an actual training exercise was going on. We were literally feet from a new recruit class. This was just part of the trip that was taken in March. It's a trip that is taken every year to the DC, Northern Virginia area. And I'm just gonna, while we show the photo, I'll just mention it a little bit. This is an example of some of the agencies we visited during the week. U.S. Capitol Police, the DC Metropolitan Department of Forensic Services and their crime lab, Prince William County Police Department, Prince William County Adult Detention Center, FBI headquarters in the District of Columbia, where we were addressed and hosted by the Counterterrorism Unit Chief, the DC Metropolitan Police Department, and the DC Metropolitan Training Academy. And these visits that we take to these agencies are not tourist visits. You know, as a college or anybody, you just don't call up the DEA and say, you know, we'd like to bring down 25 students and view your training academy. You know, this is an extremely difficult thing to arrange across those agencies that I've mentioned. And for the week, we're visiting the various agencies in the District of Columbia and also in Northern Virginia, and getting inside these facilities, being addressed by their command staff and recruiters. We're taking tours of the facilities, and it's an incredible course component to our senior capstone course.
If I can jump in there, Rick.
Yeah, sure.
It's what what a lot of other professors have talked about. It is the signature experience for our criminal justice majors, and this entire week-long trip is paid for by the college. So that if you are getting your degree in criminal justice, we have designed it so that everybody who is getting their degree in criminal justice is going to be able to participate in this particular experience, which, as Professor Hubbard noted, is not your tourist trip to Washington, D.C.
The week is actually very structured. We visit the facilities and agencies during the day, and back at the hotel at night, we have invited guest speakers to address the students in a conference room in the hotel. And I'll just give you an idea of some of the individuals that were in attendance this year and came to the hotel during the evening to speak specifically to the students about their agency, about hiring, about just the job in general. We had visits from the U.S. Homeland Security Department, a special agent who is involved in insider threats. We had individuals from the DC Metropolitan Command Staff come in and address the students. We had an individual by the name of Steve Murphy, who's a retired DEA agent who has, in the last few years, been a co-producer of the Netflix documentary called Narcos. It is the story of the takedown of Pablo Escobar. Steve Murphy and his colleague were the two DEA agents that made the arrest of Pablo Escobar. We had the historian of the U.S. Marshals Service come in and speak to the students. So the trip is very structured, and it's a learning component to the senior capstone course. And the program has been doing this now for 10 to 12 years. It includes ride-alongs that are made in the District of Columbia Metropolitan Police Department, and also the Prince William County Police Department in Manassas. Let me go back for a second, if I can, just explain that our criminal justice program is part of the Humanities Division at New England College. It includes the communications studies, creative writing, history, philosophy, and political science. These bachelor art programs in the humanities provide us a strong education in the liberal arts. Students acquire the writing, critical thinking, and analytic ability required to pursue a job in the field or a graduate degree or advance themselves in a certain profession. Let me give a quick overview of our program. It is a large program at the college. We have, Barbara and I are two of the three full-time faculty members. We have a third full-time faculty member. Combined, the three of us have over 100 years of real-world experience.
Rick.
Yeah, unfortunately, in policing, public defender arena, and federal law enforcement. Our part-time faculty include a Secret Service agent, current Secret Service agent, a current FBI supervisory agent, and a retired New Hampshire police officer with 25 years experience, a current deputy superintendent of a local county jail that teaches corrections for us, and also a retired brigadier general whose name is Donald Bolduc. General Bolduc is New England College's scholar in residence. General Bolduc earned 5 Bronze Star medals, 2 Purple Hearts. He teaches Homeland Security courses in our program. One thing I like to...
Let me throw
Go ahead,
in, we have teaching for us a detective with the Major Crimes Unit from the New Hampshire State Police.
Yep, okay. I like to say that our program and this major shows students the working side of the street. We have a lot of faculty with many, many years of experience in the real world, in policing, in the court system, in federal agencies. And I think it's something that really distinguishes our program from any other institution, the depth of our faculty that has come from the field. Let me, if I can, just quickly mention that one of the things I think to a large degree that we measure the success and the strength of our program with is, are our graduates getting hired? Are they entering the criminal justice field? Are they able to? Are they having success in that once they reach their senior year and at the end of their senior year? And I just want to quickly offer some information on our last graduating class, which was in May of last year. And this is just a sample, but it gives a good indication of the success the program is having. We had a male student be hired by the Bow, New Hampshire Police Department. We had a male student be hired by the Plymouth, New Hampshire Police Department. We had a female senior student hired by the Hudson, New Hampshire Police Department. We had a female senior student hired by the Cheshire County Corrections jail system. We had another female senior hired by the New Hampshire Women's Prison. We had a female senior be hired by the Concord, New Hampshire District Court System. We had a male senior be hired by the DC Metropolitan Police Department. We had a male senior be hired by the St. Albans, Vermont Police Department. We had a male senior be hired by the Essex County Sheriff's Department in Massachusetts. We had a female senior be hired by the Prince William County Adult Detention Center in Virginia. We had a female senior be hired by the Concord, New Hampshire Police Department. And we had a female senior be hired by the New Hampshire Division of Child and Protection Services. That's just an example of some of the seniors that were graduated in our last senior class. Robert, do you want to add anything maybe about internships or courses?
Let me jump in there and just say that I think that you're seeing people get hired because we have a very well-rounded program. Spend a lot of time, and we have a lot of connections within the community, as you can see from where people are getting hired outside of the community as well. The program is well respected. Potential hirers have a pretty good idea about the caliber of student they're going to get from New England College. And this, the whole trip that you see on the screen there is sort of the culmination of what we like to focus on throughout the whole 4 years, which is networking and having our students be exposed to people within the criminal justice field. Okay, as Professor Hubbard mentioned, every single one of our faculty members right now is active in the criminal justice field. What that does is give us in addition, a lot of individual opportunities for internships. Okay, we don't have like we are not a feeder school for some particular law enforcement agency. Our students do internships at a variety of law enforcement agencies. We've had people placed with the DEA. We've had 2 students do internships with the Marshal Service. We've had people in the prosecutor's office, the victim witness advocacy offices. And literally, we're always looking and making connections so that there are additional experiential kinds of opportunities available to our students. We also have a minor in Homeland Security Studies, which is a completely online minor at this time, but is headed up by the U.S. Secret Service agent that Professor Hubbard mentioned a little bit earlier. We have a really strong and a really active criminal justice club that does a lot of activities outside of the classroom, and it is an additional opportunity for students to meet people in the profession and get a chance to do things that they might not otherwise get a chance to do. They do trips as well. We have speakers come into the club as well. On occasion, we have all-day seminars that are run from professionals by different organizations that are open to the campus. We have in addition to what I think is a pretty well-rounded set of required courses, we have some pretty unusual elective courses. The electives may vary from semester to semester, but because of the kind of interesting adjuncts that we have, they bring with them some interesting elective courses. I think I would dare to say that we probably have, I don't know, there are very few in the entire country, I understand, but this semester we were offering a course in undercover operations run by an FBI agent. Okay, so I don't think it gets any better than that, at least experientially and in terms of making connections with people. Now, everybody's not interested in law enforcement. So we have a number of people who are interested in corrections, and we also have a number of people who go on to law school and to graduate school. So I think that the number of opportunities that are available to students in our program are pretty far-reaching. Did I forget anything, Rick?
No, it was great. This is it has been and it's going to continue to be in the near future, we think, a very, great time to be thinking about the criminal justice field. And we have and continue to enjoy seeing our students have success in academic success and then professional success and getting hired in all these different types of arenas. If I can, I'll just kind of wrap up, and I'll let certainly Barbara make a closing comment here in this portion of the program as well. When we do these type of talks, I think often of some qualities about New England College. I like to say that, we obviously are a small liberal arts college. But I firmly believe, and I see it every day on campus and over time, that we make a big difference in students' lives. And I think that is the New England College difference. Exceptionally talented faculty, as you're seeing today in the program, in their respective fields. And all of the New England College faculty make a serious effort to get to know their students. The level of care in seeing students achieve academic and professional success, I think, is at the heart of our faculty and at the heart of our faculty-student relationships at the college. You, and I think Dean Corbett even mentioned this earlier today, you will not just be a number as a student here. Our faculty across all the programs and curriculum honestly and sincerely care about your success, no matter what your academic program or field of study is. I think that is essentially the New England College difference. And I see it, and I think the faculty live it every moment on campus. And I'll turn it over to Barbara, just if you want to add anything at the end here, Bob.
No, well said, Professor Hubbard. I certainly agree. We are invested in the success of every single one of our students, and we get to know them personally. And I think we have really individual and personal relationships with them. And as Rick mentioned, I think that is a big part of being a New England College student, no matter what you're majoring in. So we're really excited that you're here, and we hope to see you in the fall. Thanks.
Okay, with that, we'll turn it back to the hosts.
Thank them.
Hubbard.
Thank you, Professor Hubbard. Thank you, Professor Abbott. So next we'll go to our John Lyons Center.
Oh, wait, there we go. Oh,
So this is the John Lyons Center. Inside the John Lyons Center, we have a Starbucks that is open to students. As Noah said, students get Flex Cash on their ID cards. This is a wonderful example of a place that students can use their ID cards to get coffees and pastries and stuff like that. Also in the John Lyons Center, we have a community open space, and this space is a great place for students, faculty, and staff to meet and just talk and sit down and before classes happen. A little bit about the John Lyons Center. It's named after John Lyons, who was a professor here at New England College. And when they were drawing up the blueprints for it, Mr. Lyons wanted a glass conference room on the first and second floor of this building. And he wanted this open area to make it feel like you were in the business world, that when you're sitting in a conference room, somebody might be looking in and seeing what you're doing in the conference rooms. A lot of classes are held here, particularly in the humanities and business program hosts a lot of classes in here. So the typical class to one. So the classroom looks like, in the classroom, the professor is able to set up the classroom however they'd like. And the professor is able to control a lot of the technology in the classroom. So they're able to use their Apple TV on their MacBooks and iPads and iPhones. They can control their PowerPoint presentation from a tablet at the front of the classroom. They can control the lights, the sound, the temperature, and all that. The professor could have a slideshow presentation going on the projector and video for you to watch on the TV monitor. A really cool thing about the classrooms here at New England College is, for those, you're all, majority of you are in high school, so you get your schedule, you walk into the classroom, you hope it's the right place, and then it's not the right place. It's a little embarrassing. I've done that a few times in high school. Great thing is we have touch screens outside the classroom, so you can touch the screen to see if it's the right classroom, what class is being hosted in there, and who the professor is, and what time it runs till, so you know that it is the right classroom, and to save you that embarrassment.
All right, so now I'd like to introduce Alex Picard, who's one of our theater professors on campus, and she's going to talk about the New England College Art and Design Division.
Awesome. Thank you, gents. Good morning, everybody. Congratulations. Welcome. I'd like to thank you all for giving me a reason to get dressed and throw on a pair of earrings today. I'm feeling pretty fancy. So my name is Alex Picard. I'm a professor of theater here at New England College. I am also an alumni of New England College. I graduated in '97, and I have now been teaching here for long enough to not be able to remember offhand how long I've been teaching here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the art and design program, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the theater major. I will try to keep it brief for you all. I'm sure you have busy days ahead of you. Lots of Netflix and binge watching things. That's what I'm going to do. We have in our art and design program, I'm sorry, I'm looking at another screen. In our art and design program, you have majors, you have a BA, there's also a BFA available. Ceramics, comic arts, fine arts, game and digital media design, graphic and communication design, illustration, photography, printmaking, and then theater as well. I cannot say enough about the faculty in the art and design division. They are absolutely phenomenal, dedicated individuals who have really exciting programs and are working professionals in their fields, artists that are showing and exhibiting and doing work constantly. You're looking right now at images of some of our past productions at New England College. Oh, look, there I am. And also, this is an image of the Open Door Company. The Open Door Company is a summer professional company that operates out of the college. In your junior year as a theater major, you intern with the Open Door Company, kind of eat, sleep, and live theater for about 7 weeks every summer. It's a pretty exciting program, and we have lots of professional actors in the area that come up and work with students in master classes and other various arenas. Our theater major is a generalist major, meaning that you learn the tech end and the performance end, and all of the jobs in between: directing, stage management, analysis, dramaturgy, you name it. This is in an effort to create an education for all of you that makes you incredibly marketable in the theater world. Theaters right now are looking for people who can do more than one job. That is the way you get your foot in the door, and you find more and more opportunities. So as you go through the classes in our curriculum, you can then sort of focus in the upper level classes on a performance track or on a technician track. There's lots of chances to get involved. I think the most exciting thing we've got going on is a really pretty brand new building. That thing is gorgeous. It's stunning. I miss it every day. I'm really excited to get back in there with students. This building has state-of-the-art equipment, brand new lighting equipment. The sound equipment is absolutely top notch. The acoustics in that space are unbelievably good. And what it provides us in training, in professional training as a curriculum support is absolutely unbelievable. So as a department, we're really excited to get back into it this fall and really kind of take it out for a spin. We haven't really had a chance to yet. We were just getting trained this spring on all of the new parts and pieces it holds for us. So it's a really exciting time to be among the very first students to work on productions in that building. On the screen now, you see our president, Michelle Perkins. She has 2 degrees in theater. She is a great supporter of the theater department and of all artists on campus, as well as every student on campus. And every once in a while, we can rope her into doing a staged reading with us, which is a lot of fun. So as you know, Barbara and Rick were saying, when we say that there is a personal touch at New England College, it doesn't get much more personal than the president hugging you while you're on stage with her. So it is a really exciting time to be a theater major at NEC. Myself and Glenn Stewart, who's the other full-time theater professor, our ATD, Ian Hart, are excited to have you. This is a picture of our brand new Putnam Center. That theater is gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous? It's gorgeous. We are really excited also to host in this building any number of things: political events, author readings, music events. I know that there's a band coming in the fall. There's all kinds of exciting programming that will also be housed in this building, because this building is for all of us. We will live in that building as a theater department, but it is for many, many different events besides theater. So we're really excited to see all the kind of programming that's going to start to take place in this building over the next coming year. If you are a theater major or interested in being a theater major, you do not have to wait until your sophomore year to be a part of a theater major or audition. You can audition right out of the gate as a first year. You do not actually have to be a theater major to audition for a play or to work on it. Our intro classes are scenery and lighting, and then in the spring, acting 1 and production management. So we get you, you're busy right away, and you will be busy the whole time. You want to be busy, we will keep you busy. Our program is recently rewritten. The curriculum is incredibly strong, and we have alumni that are working. Everybody that has graduated in the last 5 years is out there working in some area of the theater, or, you know, if it's not in the theater, it's because they chose to pursue another avenue, but that their theater degree is helping them navigate that avenue. Being a multitasker, being creative, thinking on your feet are skills you learn in the theater that can translate anywhere and make you incredibly employable. That's about it, I think, about the theater. I'm just checking my notes about the theater department. Coming up on April 30th at 3:30 in the afternoon, we're going to do a theater department Zoom with admissions. So if you want to learn more about the theater program, about the Putnam Center, about all the things we're going to offer in the future for you, you can absolutely join us for that. I'm sure that Ashley will be sending out information on that shortly. Again, I'm really excited for everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I am sending this over to Ashley. Thank you.
Okay, small change of plans. I'm actually sending it over to Tyler and Noah.
All right. Well, to wrap up here, this is our admissions building. So inside the administration building is obviously the admissions office where your admission counselor is. And then we have our student financial services office and the president of the college's office. We'd really like to thank you all for joining us today. It's always a great time on tour. And, you know, I spent 4 years here. I love this place. And I'm sure I'll be back in some capacity at some point.
Thank you all for joining. We'll turn it over to Ashley.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am back. So before I open it up to Q&A, I just wanted to let you all know on the screen now, you should all see the contact information of all of the faculty and staff that spoke today from our education division, natural and social sciences division, management, criminal justice, and theater. We've also included the email address for Student Financial Services, which is also our financial aid office, as well as our admissions office. But I also want to take a quick second to briefly introduce the admissions team. I know a lot of you have been in touch with your counselors throughout the last few weeks, months, maybe even longer than that. So I just wanted to have them each take themselves off mute and video and just say a quick hello.
Hi, everybody. I am Emily Lawrenson. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admission here at NEC. I work with all of our students from the southern half of New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, as well as Texas. So if you fall into one of those ranges, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is the second to last on this page. And most of you have probably heard from me with either a phone call or a text at some point as well. But stay in touch.
I'll go next. My name's Sean. I'm the Assistant Director in Admission. I work with students in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. I also travel there as well. So if any of you from those areas need me, I'm sure I've reached out to you, whether it's a phone call, text, email. Please don't hesitate to reach out. You know, with my New York and New Jersey people and everyone really, I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy during this time. And I hope that we can answer all questions and get you here to NEC for the fall.
Awesome. So my name is Ryan Connell. I work with transfer students. I work with NEC Plus students, which are non-traditional 25 or older. I also work with our students receiving military benefits, and I work with students transitioning from high school to NEC from Maine. So we're really appreciative that you guys joined us today. You know, we understand it's a challenging year to try to be planning for the fall, making these decisions. So we're really here to support you, answer questions, and you know, it's all about you guys. So let us know what you need, and we would love to see you on campus this fall at New England College.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jen O'Neill. Hopefully you'll see me here in just a few minutes. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admission at New England College. I'm not seeing myself right now, but that's okay. I cover most of Massachusetts, except for the western portion. Also, most states east of the Mississippi River, except for the New England states. And as Sean, my colleague, mentioned, I don't cover New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, but pretty much everything else. So as you probably heard from me, I'm here to help in any way that I can, as is the rest of my team. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Jen. All right, Justin, you next.
All right, how's everybody doing? So I'm Justin Prangaman. I am another one of the senior assistant directors here at New England College. I work primarily with students from Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, pretty much greater New England as well. But if you ever have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is listed there on the slide. But I look forward to working with you guys, and stay safe throughout this coronavirus.
All right, and last but not least, I definitely want to introduce and say many thanks to Alicia Snyder, who is our last but not least Assistant Director of Admission, who was responsible for a lot of the work and planning of our Accepted Student Day today. So Alicia, do you want to say hello?
Of course, yes. I'm so glad that you guys could join us today. We've got some really great professors that spoke great about our programs. I'm a two-time alum myself of New England College. I started as a first-year student here in 2012. which is crazy to say. I was a sport and recreation management major, and I loved my 4 years here. So much so, I took about 2.5 months off and came immediately back to work in admissions. And I've been here ever since. I got my master's degree, and I absolutely cannot say enough about how much I love NEC. To be here for close to 8 years overall now. I am the one that technically put this slide together. I'm the one that's been kind of pulling the strings behind the scene, taking care of our student ambassadors that have been leading you around. So if you're on campus, you're looking for any work study positions, and you're interested in being involved within the student campus, I have a team of about 20 students that their job is to give campus tours, to be great ambassadors of the college, and always looking for more help within the admissions office. So thank you all for joining us. Stay safe out there. We hope we can see you on campus soon.
Thanks, Alicia. So all of you have been admitted. I know some of you have already submitted your enrollment deposits. So if you are curious of your next steps as an admitted student, there's an admitted student checklist on our accepted student page, which is nec.edu/accepted. Also on that page, you can find the deposited or enrolled student checklist that outlines all of your steps between now and getting ready for classes in the fall. If you're ready to make your enrollment deposit and commit to NEC for the fall, you can do that at nec.edu/deposit. If you have any questions about how to contact me, myself, or my team, we can be found at admission@nec.edu or by calling the number below. All right. So at that point, everyone, I'm going to thank you all again for attending. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing a lot of you in the fall. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.